guys, before we start the video, make sure you vote in the upper right corner for which car you think is going to win this race. Also check us out on Instagram, just search Cars and Zebras. Thanks. This is a 1971 Plymouth Barracuda 440 six-pack, and these cars are monsters. And some people are such diehard fans of the Barracuda that they refuse to acknowledge the existence of any other muscle cars. You either have a Barracuda or you have nothing. And that kind of reminds me of a recent Jerry Springer episode that I saw. Yeah, Jerry Springer, Barracuda 440 says she's the hottest muscle car of all time.
I'm Barracuda 440, nobody beats me. Well, I'ma whoop your ass. Oh, you want a piece of me? I want the whole thing.
Considering that by 1971, horsepower ratings were really starting to take a hit, this Barracuda is extremely impressive. We're talking 385 horsepower at 4,700 RPM and 490 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM, all with a compression ratio of 10.3 to 1. But remember, those are gross horsepower ratings. Around this time they were changing to net horsepower, so the Barracuda was putting out 330 net horsepower in 1971, which is absolutely phenomenal for that year. I just hope that you enjoy paying for premium gas, because this thing is gonna go through a lot of it. You could get a manual transmission in the Barracuda, but this one comes with the tried and true 3-speed automatic, and of course, it's a torque flight. And check out that white interior, you guys. That is a little slice of heaven in there. In the 8 3/4 rear, there were quite a few different gear ratios available, anywhere from a 276 all the way to a 391. However, you could opt for something special.
A 32 Super Performance Axle Package, which upgrades that rear end to a Dana 60 with 410 gears, and that's what this car features.
The weight of the Barracuda might surprise you. With driver, it's coming in at 3,806 pounds. So it's not that bad, but it's definitely not the lightest car either. They didn't make that many Barracudas in 1971. There were only 5,383 hardtop V8s in total, and if we break that down into the 440 cars with an automatic transmission, that's only 129 cars produced. And that makes this car about as rare as an Instagram model who doesn't use Photoshop. And trust me, you guys, when it comes to people on Instagram, I use the term models very loosely. Be gone, Instagram models!
Oh, shit.
But enough talk about this absolutely hot Barracuda. Let's check out its opponent. This is a 1971 Buick GS455. And unlike Plymouth, by 1971, Buick was starting to give in to those new regulations and insurance issues, and therefore horsepower ratings were starting to take a beating.
Look! It's just a flesh wound.
And with all those regulations, the compression ratio dropped all the way to 8.5 to 1, and that gave this car a gross horsepower rating of 315 at 4,400 RPM and 450 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM. But remember, that's gross horsepower ratings. Do you want to know what the net horsepower rating was? 255. And remember, that's in comparison to the 330 net horsepower being put out by that Plymouth Barracuda. Since the Pure Stock series allows certain modifications, which you can read about more in the video description box, this car is going to definitely be a little bit quicker than you expect if the owner has utilized those approved modifications. So just read the video description box, you guys. Please. You could get a 4-speed manual transmission in these cars, but this one features the ultra-reliable 3-speed automatic, and you know it's a TH400. And how about that interior, you guys? It is amazing, and I would say it's second only to the absolutely gorgeous paint job on this car. I mean, this thing looks like it's as slippery as ice. In the 71 GS455, equipped with an automatic transmission, the standard rear gear ratio was a 308. Blah. Or you could upgrade to a 342 set, but this car has 373 rear gears. But let's get to the elephant in the room. That being the weight of this car. With driver, it's coming in at 4,070 pounds. And if you're keeping track, that's over 250 pounds more than the Barracuda. So this car is definitely a little thick. But I don't want to be accused of body shaming cars, so why don't we check out those drag races? Hashtag thick cars matter.
Joe Shepard has his 90s. No, actually, this is not Joe Shepard. Just give me Or is this Joe Shepard? No, this is Joe Shepard. Buick GS455. That's what threw me a curve. He is going against Bruce Chargo with his 1971 Buick Plymouth.
And the Barracuda takes the first round running a 12:36 at 109.87 miles per hour. But the Buick ran a very impressive 12:75 at 105.96 miles per hour. Let's check out round 2.
Lane for the wing 1306 for the Trans Am.
This billboard's
Something like that. Mario Devon. No, okay. 1 second.
Both cars ran a little slower in this round, but the Barracuda still takes the win with a 12:75 at 109.90 miles per hour. And once again, the Buick wasn't too far behind with a 12:92 at 105.60 miles per hour. Let's see what happens that third race.
No problem. 1971 Buick GS in the left lane. The right lane, 71 Cuda 440. 71 Cudas are among the most popular cars in the hobby. It's nice to see one here. Sometimes I think they're ugly, and sometimes they're just like the most smashing, awesome cars. It depends with the grills are in it or not, with the bumpers.
And with that, the Barracuda gets the clean sweep with a 1281 at 109.26 miles per hour. But again, the Buick was hot on its tails, running a 1288 at 105.39 miles per hour. Again, thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future drag race videos. And of course, I'll see you at the next one.